Questions. So that was the reason why we needed this conversation, so that we can be able to clarify some of the aspects that have come up from Mr. Madio. Please, your name. I didn't get your name. What's your name? The last speaker. Who? Dr. Dakas. So I can call you Dakas. Okay, good. Thank you. Thank you very much. I think your question and that of Mr. Madio is related. Is that correct? So, one of the things that I think we need to understand here today is, first of all, I didn't grow up, and I'll use that to answer all your questions. I grew up in a poor family, went to school without shoes. Most people do that, it's not a crime. When so many days without food because of crop failure, that's okay. I dropped out of school sometimes because my parents could not pay my fee, that's okay. So what I came to understand was that, and I use a word, because I will get to your questions and I will give my perspective there, my perspective from my life experiences. When I speak, I use my life experience, and I've written a book around this that will be shared free to you guys after this, and you should be able to read it. There is no justification for poverty anywhere on earth. But there needs to be realistic discussions of why we have poverty in the first place and how we can solve it. I know that this is music to you guys, and I'm saying this because there are what I call hardened young people who will not change regardless of what we say. And there are those who will change when they get representative. That's society. You cannot change everybody. And to go to the question of Madeo, which I think is the root of it all, because what he said there is what he's representing millions of youth who think that way. So I'm not necessarily answering you. I'm answering the bulk of the millions of youth. I understand. Your question is that we, young people, are doing enough. You first of all started using the word youth. When I started, I said I don't want to use the word youth, I want to use young people, because youth is not anybody's name, it's an age group. I will graduate out of it. You and then use the word enough, that's already failure. If we were doing enough, we would not have the challenges we have today. And if young people are doing enough, what about you and me who are educated? What message are we passing? We are actually fueling the space with negativity, not with solutions to help those young people to lift off from where they are. What do I mean by this? What I have said is that the young people in my own community and in my own village, most of them have not gone to school. If I've been privileged to go to school and I come and tell them that politicians are not doing anything for them without me providing solutions to help them, I'm fueling and making the situation worse, and it's only going to get worse. And that's what we who are educated, PhDs, are good at. We provide conduit for blaming those young people without providing solutions. But this is how I answer your question. The young people out there need guidance, that's number one. Guidance to build on what they are doing in such a way that they can be able to put money in their pockets and put on the table. And that needs resources. Resources not only in terms of money, but also resources on where they can market what they are doing. And for that to happen, you need to play a role by being their role model to guide them through the process. If they are doing converting agricultural waste into briquettes, can you yourself, using the position in which you are in, regardless of whether you are having a government position or you have self-created your own position, to guide them and to try to find markets for their goods? That's called selflessness. We don't have it in the continent today. That's one. The second aspect still in that question is government doing enough? And are we as citizens doing enough? The answer is we are not doing enough. So what do you need to do? How many people are in government versus those who are not in government? I believe no country on earth have up to 20% of the population in government. The bulk of the population in the case of African continent are non-state actors, and the biggest constituency of those non-state actors are young people. What does it mean? We need to start looking at what is there to start with. If you do not use what you have, you cannot get what you don't have. Can you engage your elected members of parliament and present what you are already doing and showcase the gap? If it is briquettes you are making or baggers, you said, well, we are trying to do this, but we don't have resources to really to scale. Can you engage them and start also engaging other actors so that at least they can address that gap building on what you are doing? So if the young people are doing that, how have you come together to put them into groups in a structured way? Because as individuals, you will not succeed. You must put people within a structure so that you argue from a common voice. Are the youth groups only bringing issues, or they're also bringing solutions and coalescing those who are already acting so that you can have a critical mass of solutions to problems and also a critical mass to showcase gaps? That is not functioning. I've crisscrossed across the country. I work with youth in rural areas and I understand. I use my experience growing up also in rural areas and I get these issues. So the answer to your question is enough is not happening, and that is why we have the conversation. And for enough to happen, non-state actors like you and me need to play our role as we build, change, and identify the gaps and use the data that can help them forceful incentives to close those spaces. Nothing will happen through talking alone. And spaces like this, we must not only have conversations in formal spaces like this. Get down to communities and understand the reality of the young people and guide them and inspire them so that they can build a resilient mindset. I spend a lot of time on that because there is a misconception and a wrong narrative that have been perfected by those of us who are educated, that sometimes we want to project only negativity without also looking at the good things that are happening so we can close the gaps and make progress. And I debunk that, and I stand anywhere, say this without any fear of contradiction. I'm a product of poverty, and what I learned in the process is that it gave me resilience. There's nothing, poverty is not static. And when we spoke, most of them work hard because we are not aligning to what they wanted to hear. So to Dr. Tidimani, right? Yes. Thank you so much. Please, you said it all, and all I can say is you summarize everything, and you set something which is very, very important. You have what it takes to change, turn challenges to opportunities. And at the same time, when the going gets tough, work on your mind. So how does government work on somebody's mind? It's you, the individual, to work on your mind. And if you refuse, then you perish. It's your decision. Even this guidance we give here, you're not supposed to take what I say. I'm a product of it. I'm living it. I can only play my role by also helping to pass the information to the willing. It's not by force. Okay? You play a part. Then to, is it Hafa, right? Sorry about